What does the first state normal school in the U.S., Idaho becoming the 43rd state, and James Francis Burns have in common? These three things have one thing in common, that being that they all took place on July 3rd. To many people, July 3rd is just another day, but to me it's always been important because it's been my birthday. To start off, on July 3rd in Lexington, Massachusetts, three young women had the hopes of attending the first state-funded normal school. This state-funded school was established for public teacher education. This is what was used to be referred to as normal schools. The goal of this school was to prepare teachers to work in common schools at a level higher than simple grammar. The idea for normal schools became very popular for a short period of time. Many states moved to set up their own schools. Around the 20th century, teaching was considered a greater degree. Education courses for teachers were moved into regular colleges and universities. Now on to the day that Idaho became a state. For many years, Idaho was claimed by both United States and Britain. In 1846, Idaho officially became part of the United States. Idaho officially became its own territory in 1863, called the Idaho Territory. Many years later, on July 3, 1890, Idaho joined the Union by becoming the 43rd state in the United States. On July 2, 1945, James Francis Burns was appointed for the United States Secretary of State. On July 3, 1945, James Francis Burns became the United States Secretary of State. He was appointed by President Henry S. Truman. He was anonymously confirmed by the Senate without a hearing. Burns was the 49th Secretary of State. The same day Burns became Secretary of State, he also entered duty. He led the Department of State in the transition from World War II to the Cold War. Burns served in office until January 21, 1947. He resigned the position to continue to practice law. Burns was elected governor of South Carolina and only served one term. The events that took place on July 3rd throughout the years play a big role in the world we live in today, especially for the first state normal school, Idaho becoming the 43rd state, and James Francis Burns for becoming the Secretary of State. After researching different events that have happened on July 3rd, I have learned that July 3rd is not only my birthday, but an important day in history.